Did you record yet?
Yeah, we're recording now.
All right, man. We back at it with the full family.
Yes, sir.
Live from the gorgeous Prince George's.
Over everything.
This is the Shattered Illusionz podcast, man. And I'm actually excited for the night because this is the first time we have all members of the team here. Even our producer, who's been MIA the last couple of weeks. We ain't gonna say nothing. Still my man, Will. And we also have another special guest, but I'm gonna save her for last. But my boys, how y'all doing, man? Go ahead and introduce yourself for the audience. For y'all who don't know, I am TK McKenna. I am host of the Shattered Illusionz podcast. A couple housekeeping things. First of all, follow us on Instagram. Instagram and TikTok has been very big for us the last couple of days. And let us know what you guys want to see, man, because we're all here about providing value to you guys and what you guys want to see. So just follow us, and without further ado, Oliver Fortune.
And as well, too, if you want to be on the show, you can either contact Will, you can contact Shattered Illusionz, or you can contact Oliver Fortune. Yours truly.
Speaking of which, how you doing, bro?
Hey, man, we good, man. We good. Everything's great. Like you said, we got the full cast in here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very excited about that, man. What's going on, K-Dot?
What's going on, Brody? How you living, man? Everything good?
Good, man. Perfect.
D, how you living, bro?
I'm good. God is good, you know.
All the time.
All the time. Producer Will, man. The man's finally back in the building.
Will I take him to the breakage?
Like that. What up, fellas?
All right, man. So we we have a very special guest tonight. Very special.
You so extra.
She is full of shit. But it's like the most beautiful full of shit I've ever seen in my life.
Off the early.
Like, this is a girl who goes to this gym that we go to in PG County. I'm not going to say it for privacy reasons, but really good girl, has some really polarizing opinions. I'm actually glad she came tonight because she had some good conversations. Like, we have actually been in the gym arguing for hours and sometimes after we work out.
Legit hours.
And it gets ugly sometimes, but I still got love for her. I'm gonna let her introduce herself though. So go ahead, rambunctious. Go ahead.
Oh my God. Hello, everybody. I'm Jerry. That's all. What else I gotta say? That's it.
What up,
That's all you
Jerry?
need.
No, we need your name,
What?
your age, your occupation.
You need all that?
Are you single?
Okay. Name Jerry. Occupation registered nurse. Single. Yes.
Ready to
Okay,
mingle?
okay.
Are you ready to mingle, or are you finding?
No, because I'm tired of y'all.
See,
already.
we try to keep it light tonight.
No, I ain't
Already.
ready. I'm not ready to mingle. I'm
see,
tired.
With that, I'll go crazy.
It's gonna be
Tired.
humble tonight.
Nah, I'm not gonna be humble.
Oh wow.
Hey, straight shooter, man. God dang.
And y'all see why I wanted her on the show. She literally just starts to be. You can't even warm up.
No.
She got to start immediately.
Oh, I'm 41. Sorry, I forgot that one. I'm 41.
She ain't playing no games.
How old are you?
41. Really?
Anyway, I play around too much, but nah, for real, that's my girl, man. She cool as shit. We gonna have a good conversation tonight. So we actually had a larger panel like planned for you guys tonight, but you know, women in 2022. But with that being said, the show goes on, and my man D actually had a very good conversation that he think we should kind of talk about tonight. It's been trending on social media, so go ahead and take that away for us, D.
So I saw something on social media where I thought was interesting of how some, I'm not going to say all, some women think of men and how they should be as far as leaders in their friend group. The woman on Twitter alluded to not liking when she finds out that a man that she's dating is not the leader of his friend group. I thought it was interesting because, you know, I don't really think like that myself, of particularly being a leader of a friend group. And then I know it is males that say they call themselves the alpha of their group. And I know some women feel like they are the alpha woman of their group. And I don't think like that particularly, but it's different opinions to it.
Especially in this generation nowadays where everybody wants to be a alpha. Like, that's the thing to be.
Yeah.
You get what
It's
I'm
like a
saying?
trend. It's like a trend now.
Hey, you got to
Like,
call
it's-
yourself alpha. You're really, really not that alpha.
Yeah, it ain't about that life. They not really about that life.
Yeah, and I say it all the time. I don't think you gotta say it because I feel like I walk into a room
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna get the respect. I don't gotta say I'm this, I'm that. I got this or I have that. I just think it's like a respect thing. I think if a guy carry himself in the right way, I don't think you should be looking. I think you look for leadership qualities in a man, a woman does naturally. But to say, oh, you know, he's not the leader of his group, you know, it's kind of it's
What
kind
does
that's
it
a weird
matter though? Like,
you know,
like, okay, so for me as a female, I could care less about where you place in your
friendship group.
That doesn't matter to me. Like, I don't even understand why that's a conversation.
It's a confidence thing. It's an ego type thing, I think, personally.
And it also sounds good now, but at the
It's
same,
very social media.
Yeah, I would say
agree
that
with that.
because
I agree with
That's
that.
very social.
but let
media.
me say this. I've heard women, we were discussing, I heard women, oh, my man crazy. He don't play this, he don't play that, right? And they think that their man's this way or that way. But he gets around the guys, something simple we're talking about. I've seen men in the barbershop, the barber said, oh, you next. I see 3 or 4 more people go before him.
them.
And I'm like,
come on, Alpha Male, say something.
I done got my hair cut. Now I'm talking to the barbers. I'm like, dang, he's been in here for a long time. He said, man, I know I had you at 3, but it's 6 o'clock at this point. You were working a part-time job at this point. You know, so I seen that dynamic where a guy seems like this guy around, you know, his woman, get around other men, you're not the same.
But I think that's very social media, like I said, and I think it's very immature. Because number one, why does it matter if you're in a relationship if I'm in a relationship with someone, I could care less about anybody else. I could care less about how he presents to anyone else because it's about how I think he presents to me.
Okay.
I could care less about the friend group and all of that as long as he's presenting to me.
But you do want to see leadership qualities.
I want to see leadership. Yes, absolutely. Because for me, if you don't lead, I'm going to take over.
And I think more so what D is talking about as well. It's more so you just being a poser. Because dudes will act a certain way in front of her. Like if I come up to you and I'm just like, man, shorty, I do this. You know what I'm saying? I do this. I'm that man. And you like, ooh,
you got changed for 1,000.
And you like, oh, I'm feeling him. But then I get around my friends and I'm like, hey guys, well, maybe we can go this way. No, oh, sorry. I think that's more so what he's talking about because you're putting up a front in front of your girl, but when you get in front of, you know what I'm saying, your boys.
But do you think that ties into a woman wanting to be submissive to a man?
Well,
in other words, like
that's a good question.
Does that tie in together? So, say for instance, if you are showing, you mentioned showing as a leader, right? I want my man to be a leader.
Qualities of a leader.
Correct. Yes. I want those qualities because I want you to lead. Because essentially, I want to follow.
Yeah.
And essentially, because I want to follow, that means I want to be submissive. Right? You can pretty it up and say other terms, but that's what it boils down to.
Yes.
But these are the same women that will say, if you say the word submissive, I ain't gonna be submissive to no dude. I don't make plates.
I ain't gonna clean.
So how can you So how can you have one without the other?
Because we live in a world where I want exactly. I want this. Nah, don't want that with it.
Right.
I want you to be a leader. I want you to do this, that, and the third.
Yeah. Can't
but
be too much.
I'm not giving you your plate.
Right, right.
What does that matter? If you give take your man his plate, guess what? Just like I have my legs and I could take my woman her plate. It's not saying you could do it either or. You know what I'm saying? So is she rubbing your feet or you rubbing her feet? I mean, those things don't matter. I just think, like you said, social media sets a fake tone for everything, which isn't real. And what's the name of this podcast?
Shattered Illusionz, baby. So Jerry, let me ask you this though. Like, what does the leader look like to you as far as men, stuff like that? Like, if you were to have your ideal man and he's a leader, what does that look like to you?
One of the things for me is you make good decisions. You have to be a good decision maker. Like for me, in what I do, right? You know what I do as I make decisions.
Tell the audience.
I am a nurse manager for surgical services. So I lead as for
anything that has managing, you lead.
I lead. So I lead all day, every day. So for me, when I leave the work environment, I don't want to lead anything. I don't want to take out the trash. I don't want to do anything. I would love for someone to say, babe, I got it.
Yeah.
Right. I would love that.
Now that's a little different.
So for me, that's why when you ask me that, I look for someone that makes good decisions, because if you make good decisions, I can be like, oh, bet he got it. That's like the ultimate for me.
Now that's a little different compared to most women. Most women be like, man, I do this at my job, so I could do this at home.
No, I don't want to do it.
But it's cool that you can admit that. Like,
it's cool you take that hat off. You know,
when I come on to my man, daddy lead.
No, I don't.
Because we've been in the gym before, and Jerry will have one of her famous bad days, and she'll come over to me and start crying and everything like that. You're like, man, I just wish I had a man to take care of this. I'm tired of being everything.
Yeah, but you know, it's interesting, and I think it comes with maturity. A lot of women won't admit something like that.
Exactly.
I tell people all the time, it's all right to need someone.
It is.
We live in a self-made world. I'm self-made. I got this by myself. Somebody helped you. You had some type of assistance along the way. As a man, I had assistance. I had parents that helped me out to get into certain positions that I'm in now. Even my wife, some of the things that I'm able to do is because of her, and just vice versa. Some of the things that she's able to do is because of me. But I think people have a problem building off of one another. And I think that's a maturity thing as well with our generation.
I kind of want to piggyback off that too, D. It kind of takes a certain level of kind of pride, like humility, to actually admit that, too, which is kind of like we don't have that anymore. It's like you said, social media, man. Like it's all about like I did this myself. I created this by myself. I don't need anybody, which isn't realistic or even real. Everybody in the real world, exactly.
Yeah. It's no process. There's no process no more.
No, it's not. But you get tired. Like for not all women may admit it, but like for me, I get tired. So that's why for me, I can admit, oh my God, like I tell you all the time, I'm tired of being strong. I'm so tired of being
let me ask you this. Now, would you say, now you're 41 now, would you say that back when you was 21, would you be saying the same?
We gotta get into that, Jerry, too. Because I'm about to say, you gotta go in that lane.
Because a lot of the time what I've experienced when I talk to young girls about these subjects, I'm just like, man, you only 21, 22, 23. You ain't really experienced life yet. To the point where you like, nah, I do want a guy to make good decisions. I do want this.
So can I ask you, did life mold you this way? Relationships, what molded you? What made the maturity and the growth? What made that transition for you?
I would say life, because for me, I've had heavy hits. And as a single woman, I've had heavy hits alone. Okay. So like my house caught on fire. I had to deal with the contractors and everything by myself. You remember that? Yeah. Then my house had a flood. Wow. And I had to go through all of that, moving out, everything on my own. You deal with like heavy hits, like, in your life, you look at things from a different perspective. And then that's when you get tired. And you're like, I'm tired here. Please, somebody take it.
So does it come to a point like this matters? This is what really matters. Like for instance, I ask people all the time, women and men, like things that might have mattered at 28 to you in a relationship or with a man, do they matter now?
No, my viewpoint of relationships now is completely different than that 21, 22, 20-something year old version. Completely different.
What's the biggest thing that you think that is like, okay, why did I think that was a big deal?
Because it was more superficial for me at that time.
Okay.
It was, he's 6'2", he's 6'5", blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like that's what it was. So it was more superficial then. You go through life and you're like, listen, them good looks can't pay these bills.
Exactly. You need somebody that's capable.
So I need somebody to make good decisions so we not on the street.
So you'll date a 5'5" man now?
I won't. That's a lie. That's a lie.
Hey, she keeping it real though. Like,
I can't even lie, but like Jay, what I want to do in the future is actually kind of bring you on with some younger chicks eventually, and kind of tell them that like what you want at 21 is not what you want at 41. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And I kind of want you to get into that too. We had this conversation before. Tell us about some of the toxic dudes you dealt with in the past.
I can tell you some recent.
Oh wow. It's toxic 40-year-old man.
Yes,
I was just
actually,
playing.
You know, it's funny because it doesn't change when they get old.
They start having that salt and pepper beer. They start.
Okay, so recently, this is a recent one. I have found that younger women are more aggressive than women my age.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
Meaning,
you talking about approach? You talking about approach?
Absolutely.
She talking about
that
approach.
whole shoot your shot thing. I came up in the era of don't chase no man. If he wants you, he'll come approach you.
I respect that because we supposed to hunt. We supposed to hunt.
Right.
As
so
a man, naturally, you supposed to hunt.
Exactly.
You supposed to hunt what you want.
So that's how I came up. So me and my girlfriends, we go out, we sitting there, we ain't approaching nobody. We waiting for all of them to come to the table.
Respect. I respect
right.
that.
And they will.
Do you give a signal? Do you
Absolutely.
give what is it? Eye contact?
Eye contact, little smile, little wave. Give something. He ain't a mind reader.
Yeah,
You know.
that's why I asked that, because
Yeah.
some women like, I'm just sitting here.
No. I mean, how you supposed to know?
That's
I
why.
look good.
They be like,
Short dress.
No, I had women. I had
No.
women that are friends, and they're like, I don't know why nobody came out.
I
look
stood next to him. He didn't do
I'm like, what did you do to make any
Right,
type of
anything.
eye contact? What did you do?
Honestly, for real, you need to get up and go to the bathroom because a lot of men won't approach you when you with your girls.
That's actually
That's
a good.
a
That's a
fact.
good.
That's
I mean,
real.
they won't, and
That's
especially
real.
if all of them bad.
That's
Like
real.
if they all of them bad,
Can
and you like,
that's
oh,
real.
I'm gonna get embarrassed.
Very
about
few
it.
dudes will do that.
Can I tell you why that is though? And I was talking about somebody else the other day. Women hate being judged and hate being put on the spot a lot of the time.
Yep.
So even if you approach a girl in a group and she likes you, she don't want to feel like a hole in the situation or on the spot. So it's better when she goes to the bathroom and goes to the bar and by herself. You can kind of isolate her and kind of make her so she doesn't feel as judged, if that makes
Right.
sense.
That makes sense.
That is true because a girl can be feeling you, but if like her friends like girl or whatever, she'll go with what her
Exactly.
friends say.
Right.
Oh,
Exactly.
yeah, that's true.
But
That is true.
coming from the dude's perspective though, you see a joint of like 6 or 7. There's very, very, very few dudes, like you said, that'll actually go up
Yeah,
to you.
they
That got that type of courage.
That's
Very few
that's
guys.
a lot of confidence, bro. That's a
Yeah,
lot of
but
confidence.
because we know it's that hating friend. It's that one friend that
It is.
that doesn't get that never gets approached.
It's always a fat one.
Like
Yeah.
come on, man.
No, facts.
No, but I'm saying like
Robbie, remember
I'm
that friend
not
I
gonna be
lost
fat shaming on this show.
I'm sorry.
watch out for the big
What
girl.
was the one
Bro,
that
they gonna
wanted,
cancel
that
my
wanted
TikTok
you?
off of that.
No. Seriously though, like, why is it that it's that one friend? And do you all talk to that one friend? Like, chill out, like, calm down. Like, do you all
No,
have that
women
conversation?
will a lot of women will pacify the behavior.
Yeah,
Oh,
A lot of
they
women will
That's
pass.
true.
It's very rare to have a girlfriend that really be like, girl, you tripping, shut up.
Yeah,
It's
That's
very
fair.
rare to have that. They'll
That's
pass.
real.
Girl,
Yep.
it was him. He ain't no good.
yeah.
Oh, you're beautiful.
He
I
wasn't
don't know
6
what
to
he
bro. It
talk-
was 6'1" and a quarter.
Right,
Like,
exactly.
It's okay, honey.
Exactly.
So this is my thing as a girl. Like, say let's just example.
Mm.
You're out with a girl. It's just you and her. A man approaches you. You have a girlfriend, which just starts blocking. She just starts blocking.
Mhm.
You think that you're attracted to this man.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, this guy looks good. I think, and his
She
conversation's
want him.
good.
Right.
She
She
wanted.
want him.
But
Facts.
even
Factual.
it's
Yeah.
not even that she want him per se. But
She don't want you to have
she
him.
getting the
Yep.
attention. She's getting the attention. This is the third guy that
Right.
came up to you tonight.
Right.
She hasn't got any attention. Do you have a conversation with her afterwards,
Afterwards,
or you're not going out with her anymore?
I'm not going out with her anymore.
Okay.
I like that. I like
'Cause
that.
that's
I'm
a
not
good-
going out
Hey
with
guys,
her
can I
anymore.
say
like that
this?
for that.
Can I say this?
Go, Will.
The crazy part about this, it ties into the whole Twitter post, because like the leader thing. When you talking to a girl from her friends and all that, it's normally the one that's hating is the one that wants the guy, the
Oh,
attention from that guy.
facts.
Absolutely.
Facts.
That's
Absolutely.
and then vice versa. On an end note, the girl that gets mad about the friend not being an alpha, that's the one that's gonna end up hitting your man,
Yep.
the alpha
Yeah.
man. That's the one that's gonna
And
end up
wh-
hitting the alpha man.
And one thing that I've also seen to add to that, to piggyback on top of D, was also like I've also seen when a woman in a group, if she's like the prettiest and she's used to all the guys hitting on her, but yet I want your low key friend or whatever,
exactly.
she's gonna hate just because
Oh,
she's
she's
not
gonna
getting
hate
the
hard.
attention.
She's
Yeah,
gonna hate
Oh,
hard.
absolutely.
just because she used to getting all the attention. It's
Absolutely.
like, why
She's-
do you want her?
Absolutely.
But you know what? I always thought back when I was dating, I would watch. I'm very. They'll tell you.
Yeah.
I'm down to the T of noticing things.
Mm-hmm.
So I would notice if I went out, like, this girl hanging. She feel like she 8 or 9, 10.
Mhm.
She hanging out with all fours on purpose.
On purpose.
On purpose.
Facts.
So she feel good about it.
Yes.
Exactly. Oh, I get all the attention.
Yes, it's a thing.
I'm she's not gonna go hang with a group of girls that look all good.
No.
Right.
So, and I think, and people like, no, people don't
Average
think that way.
Yes, they do.
No, I've seen it so many times where I'm like, okay, which does that help build your confidence? Or I know that helps build your confidence, but why even try to build your confidence in that way of I'm the best looking one here.
But that comes from
Don't like
that comes from insecurity, man.
Yeah.
Insecurity.
I was about to
Because,
say that.
And I want to give a tip to the guys too. A lot of the time, D's kind of like me in a way. Like, we sit back and watch things a lot of the time. So if you want to approach a girl with a group of friends, you do one of two things: either ignore the one that you want, or you figure out who's the quote unquote alpha leader of the group and you befriend her first of all.
and we can have a whole episode on that because I love approaching groups. That is so much fun. But
Right.
what you're saying is facts, though. We'll have a separate episode on that.
But
But
most
I
guys,
like I think I told you about my old best friend.
Uh-huh.
When I used to be like 300 pounds.
Okay.
When I first lost the weight, Thank you. When I first lost the weight, our friendship changed because every time we went out, I got more attention. And when I say literally, that friendship crumbled.
Wow.
20 plus years we were best
Isn't that
friends.
that's petty though?
It's very petty, but that friendship crumbled. So it's amazing with women how deep
Attention,
the insecurity can run.
Is currency in the female world, man. And it makes them do some ugly things.
It's like the pretty privilege thing. Oh wait, that's a whole
Man,
other
they compete
conversation.
with relationships.
Nah, but can I ask you a question?
Uh,
Was she light skinned? I just want to know.
No, she was very
Okay.
dark skinned, but pretty dark.
'Cause,
I
you
mean, like beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful,
So she
beautiful.
tried
I'm gonna be honest, personally, I was always looking at Pam more than Gina. I'm just saying.
Yeah, okay, but then that taps into the
That's why I
colorism
wanted to
thing.
know. Yeah. That's what I said. That's a
I'll
whole
go
nother
there.
thing.
Are we going there?
I was gonna say,
Are we
I'm just
going
not
there?
like, is it colorism with it?
I'll go there if we are.
I never when I was dating, I never had a type. I never had a type. Like
Really?
no, I didn't. Whether light skin to dark skin, if I felt like you look good, I approach.
bad chicks was the only thing that he likes.
Come on, man.
Well, like for me, and again, everybody has their personal, experiences. But for me, I've noticed that if I'm out with a group of friends, and I have friends brown, dark, light, I have experienced that whoever's the lightest will get the most attention, and that's just something that just
Still
me,
to this day.
yes, still to this
Wow.
day,
It's crazy.
still to this day.
Regardless of like body or
Yes.
anything like that.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yes.
Younger version. I think growing up, it was like they're light skinned,
Mhm.
and they couldn't even. They might not even look
crazy.
that good, but it was
Dog
like, they
face.
light
It's light
skinned.
skin. That's all it is.
And it was like that was a thing.
Yeah.
But like I said, especially
know.
when I got into like dating women, I didn't care.
I wasn't. Yeah, I was never impressed by that.
But see, with me, like, and the guys will tell you, I have a type on the panel. Like,
I know both of you. I know both of y'all have a type.
I go for lighter skinned girls, but I don't know why that is though. You see what I'm saying? But I've dated. No, hold on, time
You
out.
looking in the mirror.
Cancel.
Okay. Straight cancel.
It's unconscious though. Sometimes, like
Cancel
I said,
culture.
it might be an unconscious thing.
But they'll tell you I've dated darker skinned girls too. It's not like I only date light skinned girls. I have a
Mhm.
preference.
Yeah.
So am I racist because because my type is like dark black like this right color? Right?
I think women.
Is that racist?
Well,
'Cause if you like skin, I'm like, I
can
don't
we
know what to
talk?
do
Can
with
we
them.
talk about this?
Ooh.
When we get into preference, I think men have a more of a microscope when
I was
men
just
start talking
Agree.
about
I agree.
preference, and
I
then
do
when
agree.
women start talking about
It's
preference,
different.
he
It's
needs to have a
general.
six pack.
Right.
He needs to have this. He
Y'all
needs
look
to
at
have
different
that.
things.
He gotta be 7.
and-
He gotta be 6'1".
Yeah. You're
6'4",
5'11".
get it right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So
baby.
So it's those things that it's like it's a line where it's like, okay, when does this become preference?
But then when
When
I
does
say I
this
don't want you
become
to be-
colorism,
Right,
when
true.
do these things become those
People
other
hide
things?
behind it though. I think some people hide behind preference, but it's actually colorism.
Well,
I really do.
I do. I think to a certain extent, but sometimes people might just
straight up preference.
like a
They
certain
might.
like a certain thing.
Yeah.
Like you might just like a certain thing. Like if you say I like a man this tall, I
Yeah.
can't date a man 5'5".
And I won't.
Well, I
It's
mean
not
that's
even an option.
but that's your preference.
Right.
She missing her soulmate. Her soulmate can be a midget. Her soulmate is officially a midget.
And like going on with D is saying, for guys, it's so microscopic. Because if I say one thing, I don't date fat girls. But if I say that, I'm shamed. I'm canceled. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but okay.
Lizzo will get you.
Right. But you know
Her
what?
album
though?
was fire, but
I think because me
Love you, Lizzo.
300
Shout out to
pounds.
No,
Lizzo.
no, no,
Shout out to
no.
Lizzo. Do your thing.
Don't know
like
none
her.
of your music.
I like that soulmate song she had.
But I think when I was a bigger girl, but this is everybody's different. Nobody's gonna like all those roles. And that's just the facts, right?
Facts.
It's just the facts. And I think a lot of plus size women are biased because I know plenty of plus size women that will not date a plus size man.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
So it's like, how
That's
can
true.
you sit here
That's
and tell
interesting.
somebody that, oh my God, he's fat shaming because his preference isn't to sit on top of rolls?
Exactly.
Mm.
Especially
But
when,
you won't do
Somebody
it.
tripping,
especially
somebody
when he's in shape.
Correct.
It's like how
If you look at it, a lot of plus size women are dating in fit men.
right, it's true.
Mm-hmm.
A lot.
And men are just
So
taking what they can get. 'Cause they
they-
like, that's
well, it's free.
So that's what. So
sugar rolls.
So I do think this. I do think it's easier for a bigger man than a bigger woman.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I do agree.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Wait, why do you say
I
that?
agree.
Why do you say that?
No, I agree.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because I feel like
Break it down,
I wasn't huge, but I just felt like the type of women I could pull this one, I could pull that woman, or I could pull that woman. But then I might see a bigger woman. She might only got one lane. You know what I'm saying? She might, the type of dudes that mess with her, it'd be like that one lane. Like,
I agree with that.
Like the dudes that don't want nobody to know that she messing with him.
Well, no. The bodybuilders like big girls.
I gotta challenge that too.
Listen,
real quick,
no, the bodybuilders like big girls.
And the skinny dudes.
Yes.
I ain't talking about. I'm not talking about.
You talking about you personally. You are talking about you personally.
But I know I was gonna say I'm not talking about like huge. I'm not talking about like.
Listen, fellas, do not listen to D. D is 6'5". Do not listen to this. Listen, I'm gonna say this last thing.
I think
there actually are fetish sites out there for fat women.
Yes.
There are no fetish sites for fat men.
Yes, it is. I bet you it is.
I promise.
It's probably not as many subscribers.
Q just ain't looking. That's a good thing. Look at you.
There's probably all types of crazy stuff out there.
Rub some butter. I can't believe it's not butter between my rolls. We gonna we gonna turn the lamp on. I'm gonna cook bacon on your back.
This is not getting it. Y'all crazy, bro.
Hey, all right.
I'm not playing with y'all tonight. I'm not playing with y'all.
Lick the bacon grease off my back.
Hey, yo, but I do want to make one point too, though. Also, too, when it comes to dudes, I agree 100% with what you're saying. And I feel like it's because dudes have more lanes that they can prosper in than women can. Women, if you pretty much don't look good to a dude, it's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying?
That's where the whole pretty privilege thing comes from.
And that's when we talk about somebody like D. Yeah. Like, D, you ain't no man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got swag to your step. You could dress. Like, it's a lot that comes with it. You see what I'm saying?
But
and that means more.
Okay, I will say this, Quentin. I'm sorry. TK. It's in this way. It's like I think you're right on this part. I do have to factor in height. I do have to factor in confidence. Somebody might not talk like me or might not have that take the position I take. So I do have to think that I can't say men like me, period. Yeah. But y'all right on that. But when you make that point of it is fetishes for women.
Oh, 100.
That size. That's true.
Yeah. That's true.
So,
but do you all have when you come, like, if you all are very visual, I see men are just very visual. Right?
I agree.
And in my opinion, I've seen that y'all like trophies. Like if I'm going to a cookout, if I'm going somewhere and my girl with me, she bad. It's like, yes.
Yeah, but let me tell you what.
But do you all factor everything? And I'm going to say something that sounds real crazy because I've had this happen to me. You say, okay, you have to admit that you have height, you have this, so you have good things on your size. On your side that goes along with the woman being attracted to you at a larger size, right? So like for me, I have natural hair. And then that conversation comes into play where I've heard some women say, well, black men don't like me because of my hair.
That's a lot. I don't agree with that either.
But so what do you all think? Because then I've had some women say, well, if it like my hair is curly. And people, guys all the time are like, man, your hair is so pretty, man. Like, that's yours. Is that yours? You know, but then you will have somebody with a thicker, coarser texture, and it's like, well, why she got a fro on her head? Like, man, fix that. Right. So all those things behind pretty privilege that make it easier in the dating realm for black women.
For me, the more natural, the better. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I never been a makeup
and that's
dude,
what it comes down to. It all comes down to quote unquote preference. You get what I'm saying? Like when it's all said and done. Yeah. They can say, "Oh, it's because it is." At the end of the day, if the whole point about it is the point we're trying to make is if the dude is not attracted to you, regardless of your feet, you're done. Right. I don't care if you're baking me cookies and doing all this, unless you're dealing with a dude that don't got options like that. Unless you're dealing with a
Mrs. Phil,
don't make good cookies.
She do. She made me a couple.
But unless you're dealing with a dude,
cookies. Can I have some?
I think that was a shot on the.
Come on, y'all.
I want some cookies, man.
Hey, hold up.
This conversation just went left.
But listen,
hold on. Let me go. Yeah. But if a dude is not attracted to you, you're done. Right. And that's a girl can say, I hear girls say, I date ugly dudes all the time because that dude either has some type of confidence or he got leadership qualities. There's other areas where a guy can make up for where a woman can't.
My man.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
To a certain degree.
I mean, to a degree.
I don't know.
He make up for it.
Listen, women have pretty privilege. I don't think men have
pretty.
I don't. Your good looking privilege as a man goes to a certain extent.
It
goes to a certain extent.
Men have money privilege.
Yeah, that's true.
Men have money privilege.
I would say that.
Hold on, one at a time.
If you had a certain status as a man, I will say the women will have a conversation. Oh, he got money. Ain't looking at nothing else. But he bow-legged.
But can we really sit up here and say that
he got one pinky? I'm sorry, I ain't talking about nobody. But he's missing all these things. I'm so serious. He's missing all. He got money, girl.
But can we
I'm
really
gonna give me a Birkin?
But can we really but can we really sit up here and say it's different when you pretty? You was born with that. It's different. A lot of guys out here, like I said, if you wasn't born with it, can we really sit up here and say that's privilege? Like if this dude worked ass off to be a millionaire and have security,
what if he didn't? What if it's passed down from the family?
Well, to me, it's certain things you can't fake, because if it was passed off in the family, he's going to show certain qualities. You get what I'm saying? Whereas like he's not going to be able to take a lead. Yeah. He's not going to be able. When you're a first generation millionaire, there's certain traits that you have to have, or whatever case that you wouldn't have. You inherited it.
But if you got the money, you got the money.
That's what I'm saying. No. I think. But this is what goes back to the self-made thing that you say that. Especially with black folks, we gotta prove that we were so self-made.
Absolutely,
nobody helped us.
God,
I can't tell nobody. I can't tell nobody my aunt worked here and she helped me get this job. Right. But it happens all the time in other communities. But we have to prove this point that we're so much superior, or we're so far past you. We worked so hard for this. Yeah. We've been working. This country was built on our backs. Like, why we have to keep proving that we worked so hard for something?
You could be butt ass ugly for a male. Could be butt ass ugly, but if you got a bag, you are liable to land a 10.
But that's true. But it's not just about the bag. That's
and the woman would definitely be like, oh, he's not a looker, but he do X, Y, and Z.
But do you all think that men? But do you all think that men are the cause of pretty privilege?
Yes.
Absolutely. Wars have been plenty of wars have happened because of women.
Absolutely.
Right.
It's been. I've seen situations where a guy got beat up because he was trying to prove I'm tough in front of this woman.
Absolutely. And then he got that. Go ahead. No, I'll say this. We gonna finish that story.
But I was gonna say, like, truly, like, pretty women honestly make the world go round. And what I mean by that is, like, when you're a pretty girl, you're almost at the status of a millionaire. And I'm gonna tell you why. Think about this: when you're at a football game or something like that, who do you see in the owner's box? The owner of the team, the CFO, some former player, and some hot bitch. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody knows who she is. Don't even know her name. She's just hot.
And that's what I'm saying with the money privilege. In some cases, some dudes just got it. But the money privilege, a lot of dudes earned their stuff. So if you earned it, I don't really think that's privilege.
But I don't think every woman's not born that way. I've seen women in middle school, and then they go when they get that age, they blow
all them. But
to late bloomers.
To go back to that, not everybody has money though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I was just saying to his point that you know everyone's not born with it. You know what I'm saying? They're not born because we've seen. Elementary school girl, and then middle school, even high school.
Tamika, what you been on, girl?
10 years later, they look much different. I'm like, I don't remember who was that. It's kind of, you know,
it was the school I wouldn't even touch. But now
I'm looking at the
Instagram. Like,
you want their cookies?
I want their cookies. You hear me?
Oh man,
you hear me? I want the cookies.
Lord.
Okay, so what do you all think about the whole fake bodies then? Because a lot of the chicks walking around with fake bodies, their trophies on somebody's arm. Don't have that already.
Real quick, we had a BBL episode last week.
Go check that out. I need to check that out.
If you help out with the show,
check that out.
Help out with the show, you see this.
Check that out.
But for me, we'll go around the table with this one. But for me, I hate to be the Kendrick Lamar kind of pioneer here, but I really prefer the natural stretch mark kind of thing. I'm not saying you got to be built like a garbage bag full of hoodies. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, wow.
But you know,
that was a bar. That was a bar too.
Balled up homework.
That was a bar.
But listen, now all jokes aside, though, I really do like more natural women. I'm not really a fan of the BBL. Not saying I would knock one down if the opportunity presented.
Oh, y'all would. I don't know.
What? No.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
Hold on.
That's a lie.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Hold on. Let me speak my piece. Hey. I never was interested in that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I know. Well, I knew some strippers, and that was never interest interest of mine. I'm not knocking them. You're beautiful. You know, you're this, you're that. But it's not it was never my preference.
You're swelling.
Like
you're swelling.
You can ask these men.
I'm gonna tell you though.
It wasn't my preference
because a woman can go through the surgery and not tell you nothing. You married now, so don't even incriminate yourself or nothing like that.
I don't got.
But you can approach a woman and she never tell you that she get a perfect surgery and you would never know.
Man,
yes, you would. Well, that's because I'm a nurse. Wait a minute, I'm gonna spot that thing from a mile away.
Brother. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something.
Ants.
I would know. I'm gonna let you know why I would know. Forgive me for saying this. They're gonna see this on YouTube. It's been enough women where I know, hey, this don't jiggle the same. It's a little bit different. Even if it's what the fuck? It's a little different. It's a little different. So all honesty, like I really that never was like my preference. Like I said, I have no knock against it. If you're a woman, you want to go do that, power to you. Yeah. That's what you want to do, but that's not per se my preference.
Go ahead, Kate. Same here. That was never my preference either. Like I said, the more natural, the better. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna lie, man. I do know BBL. You know, I got friends like that, but I like to look at it. You know what I'm saying? It's entertaining to me. You know what I'm saying? But you know, when you turn that TV off, it's like, man, I want something real. You know what I'm saying? I want something.
But wait, y'all be double tapping on them though. When you be on IG, you be double tapping.
Hey, you can go through my friends right now. I bet you I don't have none of the giant.
Because I think women get. And again, I'm an OR nurse, right? I see them and do them. You know what I mean? And I'm not against anybody doing any type of plastic surgery. You know, you do your thing, right? But I think there's an element that women have been drawn to get surgeries done because of the look of a man. They want a man to look at them. They want a man to admire them.
Well, that go back to the attention.
The whole Instagram model era of, oh my God, I'm not desired unless I look like an ant.
But that's not 100% true though.
Well, you don't think so?
I don't know.
I personally know women that got surgery because of that.
I can tell you any chick that can get any. If we're talking about specific men's desires, we're talking about you want the top 10%.
No, I'm just saying generalized.
Every girl, there's a dude out here for every girl. The thing about it is, what I'm trying to say is not off no romantic stuff, but what I'm trying to say is like if you look at any girl's DMs, and I've noticed firsthand, girls that are 4, 5, 6s got dudes desiring them. I'm like, shorty, you ain't even all that. No BBL, no nothing. Dudes that are clearly white, but you don't want those guys.
Well, let me ask you this: when they go get the BBLs, right? And they go back to the KFCs. So it's nothing wrong with working KFC, first of all. Yeah. But when you get certain surgeries and you go back to certain places.
When your body isn't what makes you money.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So I do think it's a big thing for attention. Attention. Because I'm gonna put some bait on the line.
But it's not needed.
Somebody gonna come in this KFC.
You don't think it's needed for
attention. It's confidence for themselves.
It's not needed. It's not needed for attention in general. But like I said, it depends. Like when we had the BBL episode, they talked about how they get certain treatment now. If you want a certain type of attention, that's true. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on what you're looking for. But to get attention in general from a man, to get desire from a man, these wolves out here is hungry in these streets.
I agree. I could go to the grocery store in a paper bag and still get attention.
Exactly.
With baggy sweat.
Now that may not be the dude you want.
I'm just legit, a real one. I could go out the store.
But that's desire.
With baggy pants on, straight t-shirt or tank top, baggy sweatpants.
Get it, girl.
Chilling, and I legit will get attention.
Let me guess. He was 5'5".
No.
So why the hell are you single?
No, because
we'll
it's
want
quality. Okay, that's a quality. It ain't about quantity.
Exactly.
I have quantity.
Exactly. And see that. And see that's
not the problem.
And see that's what I'm trying to say. Like for women that want to get the BB, and it's not. It's different case by case. But for the situation where you were saying where women wanted for attention. Right. You're getting attention already. No, you just want a certain type of attention from certain guys. Yeah, because every girl. Now, if you're talking about a dude's perspective,
right.
Dudes ain't getting nothing. You get what I'm saying? So it's just
That's actually a great question for Jerry moving forward. Actually, and answer as honestly as possible. Have you noticed a decline in quality of guys you can attract now that you're older, or do you feel like you're on the same playing field you were as, let's say, like 21, maybe?
They still trash.
What makes them trash? Like, cause you can't just sit here.
I can't just say trash.
What you mean? Like, you gotta go in detail about that. You
explain
like look wise,
right? No, not look wise. I pulled nice looking dudes.
We past that.
Yeah. Men have gotten lazy. I'm just gonna say it.
Meaning what?
Meaning, and so I'm gonna make somebody mad, but I'm saying it anyway.
Say it.
So what I found is that this era is shoot your shot. Women have become aggressive. So men have started to say, well, wait a minute, I ain't got to go after them because they're coming after me. So there was a time when I would go, literally, my mother used to be like, you can't even pump gas, because I would get out my car and it'd just be like this. Now it's just like, why I gotta approach anybody because they go come for me. So it's this kind of era of no work, like courting, like the old school word courting. Yeah, that doesn't happen anymore.
Like the dynamics of what you're talking about actually is correct, but for the reason that's actually incorrect. Dudes don't just sit back because she comes to me something. What reality of dudes that you talking about?
I can give you several examples.
Several examples of a very no. Listen to what I'm saying. I do agree men have been lazy. That's the dynamics we're talking about, men being lazy, women being more aggressive. That's true. But I said the reasons for that, you were saying because men just say, okay, because it just comes to
my interpretation, yes.
That reason not necessarily true.
So what makes a man lazy then?
I don't agree with any of those points. But
you said it. You answered that question.
Because that's my interpretation. My interpretation is when you look at the dating scene.
No, but I agree with that.
And it's just like, whoa, these chicks mad aggressive out here today. I'm not mad at it. I'm not saying, that I disagree. But for those of us like myself, I was trained not to chase a man.
Right.
So I'm not going to be the aggressor ever.
Right. And what I'm saying is,
right.
But that part,
you snooze, you lose.
Right.
Let's just be real.
Yeah.
You snooze, you lose. So I can
because
sit
dudes
back.
Are lazy.
Get a well as hat.
Absolutely. So I can sit back and chill and thinking like, oh, he go approach me. When the chick is like, man, I'm about to go approach this dude. Boom, she got him and I'm short.
But the reason why the dude is not approaching is not because he thinks that the woman's going to come to him. Dudes are not approaching because they're scared.
Yeah.
Or they're cowards.
You think so?
100%. I coached it. Dudes are out here making why do you think everybody wants to be a quote unquote alpha male? Because every man wants to prove that he's fearless, that he can get chicks, they can do this. I do agree with you. Like that's what I said. Dudes are lazy. They're not going to shoot their shot. The women do have to be aggressive, but for the specific reason of men say, "Oh, because she's coming to me." No, it's because they are scared. They are cowards, and that's what. Yeah.
But how is it? And I understand that, and I get it, right? But how is it that a man being scared fits into the mold of the man being the hunter? To quote you earlier,
most men are hunters, and that's what we're trying to say.
If you're the hunter, the men is going why down. Y'all out here scared?
All right, can
y'all is one thing.
I'm just saying it doesn't match.
No, I get it, but that's what I'm saying. When you said the quality of men is going down, that's why I said I agree with that.
Yeah,
because it is. Because as a man, if you're naturally and masculine, you're going to hunt, and most men are not there. So it is going down. So that part. That's what I do.
Can I speak on this?
Go. Sure, Will.
So one thing about Oliver, he didn't see me approach and deal with the whole female thing. Like I'm a silent assassin, right? You wouldn't know who I'm talking to, who I'm trying to go at, or whatever like that. I would just let you know that this is what it is, or this is what it ain't, right? And I sit back and I watch the woman mannerisms. I see how she handle herself, stuff like that. So it ain't necessarily like being scared or nothing like that on my end.
You.
I just want to know how she move. I know I'm attracted to her and all that. I just want to know how she move, how she carry herself, what type of shoes she gonna wear. But that's a whole different situation from what we deal with most guys, bro. Most guys, the reason why even D brought up the reason why they want to be so alpha, the reason why they want to prove certain things is because deep down they're scared. You get what I'm saying? Right. So I'm saying maybe not for one of us at this table because we got experience in life, but for a lot of these dudes out here, bro, they are scared, they cowards, and like I said, they're trying to put up a front. But it's different approaches though, like for different fellas though.
But you know what I'm saying? But you're approaching nonetheless. These dudes are not shooting their shot at all, and that's unacceptable. If you want something, you gotta go get it. You know what I mean?
Like, because I'm not the DM type to slide in your Instagram.
But you still make an attempt.
I need to see you.
But you still make an attempt though.
Right. Fact.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna answer Jerry's question too, because you're making two big errors here, Jerry. First of all,
here we go.
Basically what's happening here, if you're looking at the top percentage of guys that you would want and applying that to all guys, I'm gonna tell you for the most part, most guys aren't getting laid at all. You don't even see those guys. You see, we help men out here on this podcast all the time. The majority of guys can't even get a girlfriend, let alone talk to a girl.
Why is that?
But I'm gonna tell you why. It's the same reason that we have the obesity problem in America. Ease of access. You see what I'm saying? There's a KFC, a McDonald's, everything on every single corner in America now. We have so much food. Our ancestors at one point had to go and hunt for these things, but now you just go to the grocery store and buy it. Now, popping it back to men, what we have is things like Instagram, porn, and like back in the day, if you weren't a high quality guy, you couldn't see a 10 naked. You know what I'm saying? But now, go on your phone, you see any kind of girl, body type, size, whatever you want at the palm of your fingers.
But how does that tie into a man being lazy?
I'm gonna tell you why. Because once we jerk off and we have that
you're done.
access,
you're done.
The subconscious
well, you got to give the name to it. It's called post nut clarity.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it's a thing. It's a thing.
That's
a thing. That's a thing.
No, and that means you at that point you don't please your flesh.
Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that is like, all right. Well, why was I even thinking about that?
And then to even piggyback on top of that, we gotta understand like getting women is hard, bro. Even for dudes that are good, it's hard. Like,
why do you think it's hard though?
Oh God.
No, honestly,
so it goes back to my thing. No, hold on. It goes back to my thing. Why I said when I was talking about guys, I guess my size or whatnot. You gotta think you might be happy-go-lucky or be willing to talk to and open.
Shut up, bro.
I'm saying to talk to guys. I'm saying you might be. I'm talking about in that aspect. So you might be open to a guy approaching you, but you do have.
No,
women.
I'm a little stuck up with it.
Oh, you are?
I am.
That's
so. But that's what I'm saying. You say you want the approach, but
I can see. I'm not gonna lie though. I ain't gonna lie, D. I can see like an introvert type guy. You know, real quiet. Be timid of you, just because you're confident.
But I like quiet guys.
80% of dudes will be timid talking.
No, but I like quiet guys. If you're loud, I don't want anything to do with you.
I think I can.
I know it's an oxymoron, right?
But how do you expect a dude that's quiet? So you would want to do that.
Right to it. No, do you like me?
Yes. No.
Yes. Can I hold your hand? Can I rub your ass? Can I click you?
You have to pass her a note. Oh, you a mute?
What?
Oh, I like that. Oh, he don't talk.
But listen, this is
yes.
Y'all. This is the prime example of women not knowing what they want, bro.
I know what I want.
But listen,
she proved the point. That's why it's hard.
Because
that is why it's hard.
Women
okay.
want.
You learn sign language from me. Go ahead. I'm gonna defend myself.
Listen, hey, go ahead, man. Look,
it was the mind for me. I'm sorry.
You want an extroverted introvert.
Yes,
but also women also want.
It does make sense.
They also want alpha males who don't cheat. You know what I'm saying?
It don't make sense.
It don't work.
But you say everybody cheat.
I didn't say that.
Oh, I thought that's what you said.
I said the majority of men will cheat if opportunity presents itself.
I see. Okay. Well, opportunity will always present itself. What are you talking about?
Do you know how you say
black men don't cheat?
It's a lie.
Listen, do you know how you say, okay, so it's been shown by studies proving, I just don't want you to take no offense to this. It's been shown by studies proving that men as a whole prefer women that are between the 18 to 24 range who are the most attractive. Don't mean women outside that are not attractive.
No, that's the thing.
But what I'm trying to say is, so with you being 41 does not direct shot, but it's just for anybody 41. You're not necessarily in the top range of women. Not saying you personally, but just saying just within that era.
Of course, you can't lie at that.
But you just clearly said you still have quantity. You get what I'm saying? Regardless of that,
I do.
A dude that is not in that top percentile has nothing. Like, and if you're not in that top 10%, you have nothing. 90% of dudes out here are not getting laid. 1/3 of men from 18 to 30 are virgins or have not had sex in a year.
And the funny thing about
it's very difficult getting.
The funny thing about that, she didn't even see those guys.
That's what I'm saying.
How do you know what I see?
You don't see John the pizza guy.
She literally just said she ain't dating nobody 5'5". She said right?
I'm not. I did say
they're invisible to you.
Yeah.
They're invisible.
They gotta be taller than 6 feet.
I wear heels.
They gotta be taller than 6. We gotta tell the men. You gotta be taller than 6 feet.
So let's pretend I'm none of those things. Now a dude
not be able to talk. Go ahead.
Now a dude can still get you, but he would have to work so hard at other things. You get what I'm saying? To make up, and it's not easy. Having charisma, confidence, being able to talk, speak. Those things are not things that just come. Money, decision making.
But I don't understand how they aren't natural. Like how swag isn't just natural to you. You know how many many ugly dudes I know that got swag, that got some pretty chicks.
They had to grow. They didn't just grow into that. They had to grow into
it. Because look, you don't get swag privilege.
I'm gonna just say this. I'm just gonna say this. Denial does one or two things. Denial either makes your confidence lack, or you find another way. Yep. It's no in between.
You do what works for you. You do what works for you.
You stay in your lane.
Yeah. You either do this or you grow.
Like you funny, you gonna be the funny dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And that's how you gonna pull girls because you funny.
But that's what you want to have to find something. You find something.
So like me and
you gotta accommodate.
So like me and TK, we grew up. We was the biggest simps on earth. I swear to goodness, we could not get a girl to save our life, yet alone retain a girl. Right. Now, me and him do two different things in terms of like acquiring women or whatever. I remember I was so bad at women that I said, you know what? I'm gonna start club promoting. I'm gonna be around, and every woman on this planet is gonna have to reject me. Meaning this, I can't like at the end of the day, me getting rejected. A lot of dudes can't take that. I took it as, you know,
a lot.
Right, and it's tough, and a lot of dudes quit because it's hard to keep going. But I took it as, I'm gonna do it, and I developed myself. And those traits that you take, even with that, it took me years to develop charisma, how to deal with women. I had to read books on books to learn about how women nature is. Those things don't just come, and those things are not just born. It ain't swag privilege.
And I want to piggyback on that too, because Jerry, she always tells me that I'm an asshole.
You are.
You should be.
Absolutely.
But see, she didn't know me before I developed who I am. You know what I'm saying? And she,
did you just do a left hand high five?
That was right.
Oh,
that was me on the
left.
But like, to say that point, Jerry, the reason I can talk to women now is because it's been years of trial and error. I sucked at this too.
And rejection, having to get back up, evaluate, break your heart. You got it. You know what I'm saying?
But see, they don't understand that because you're already born with kind of that.
You naturally have quantity. We naturally don't.
Yeah. And I'll put it this way.
We naturally get finesse.
Guys are probably trying to sleep with you since you were like probably 14 or 15.
I ignore them.
Well, exactly. But my point
you
is,
have the option.
Most guys don't even they don't have those options ever. You see,
even as adult men,
it don't matter if you don't work to get into that time.
All right. Let's say this. Not even. If you put 10 men in the room,
right?
I would say 4 or 5 of them might have that.
Really?
Maybe 4 or 5.
I wouldn't even go that high.
I'm just being nice.
You're being very nice.
If you put 10 women in the room, 9 of them got those options.
I say 10.
I say 10 out of 10.
Yeah, you're right. But I'm
gonna leave that 9. I like that 9.
But I'm just saying. I'm just saying that
gonna be ugly.
That don't matter. That don't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Oh God!
Did you see these dudes, baby mama?
Yeah, that's true.
But why is that? The ugly
kid come out like this
because they got a big old butt.
Not because but they're easier because they like, man.
Well, no, you know what? Okay, is this true? I've had a lot of guy friends tell me that they purposefully date unattractive women because they're easy.
I've never heard that.
I have.
So
because they say the pretty girls are too much work.
That's true.
And the ones that are less attractive, or they are willing. They do everything.
Now
they give everything.
Okay,
it's not.
I'm just saying. I've heard many guys tell me
I do think men do that,
got a point.
but it's more so. I think with confidence too. If a woman lacks confidence, some men prey on that, and she might work harder because she said, "I'm gonna keep my man."
Yeah.
The woman with a lot of options, man,
it's
and
like
she don't
worship the ground.
But this what happens with that woman that gets into the relationship, and she's like, "Man, I got plenty of men. All these men want me. And, I don't gotta do this. I don't gotta give you a plate." The quality, she don't realize, like you said, you realize the quality is more important than the quantity.
Right.
There's a lot of women that don't realize that. I got a whole lot of men, but what do they want to do for you?
Smash you and
they just want pussy.
They don't want to keep you.
Yeah.
How many men gonna come change your tire? How many men gonna sit up and talk to you when
know how to change
that's true. How many men gonna sit up and talk to you when you're going through your time?
How many men do you want to bake cookies for?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
I bake cookies for him.
Well, he's mad.
But ain't too many men. Ain't too many men though. Ain't too many men gonna do certain things for some women. So I think yeah, that's true. But I'm just saying, even I think as a man though, you gotta have a will. Like, you know what I'm saying? No pun intended. But you gotta have some type of will. Like, even if you can't, you know what I'm saying? If you can't do a certain something, you learn.
Yeah.
If you really want something, you learn.
Yep.
That's why I tell women all the time too. And I'm not giving women cheat code on that. But if a man say, "Oh, I don't know," he do know. It's not you. You're not. You're not the one. He knows. We know.
So why is it that the one is always a hoe?
Because that's the one you're attracted to.
Well, that's not.
No, my guy friends tell me whoever's next to him when they ready to settle down, that's who it's gonna be. And if it's a hoe, that's who it is. That's what they tell me. I'm just saying. Listen, because I done seen plenty of ugly hoes end up with some fine, successful men.
Most dudes are picking out of scarcity, though. The fact that, dang man, when you said that some dudes will date down in order to not deal with those headaches, I've dated some chicks that was tough. It is headaches. Everybody trying to come at your girl.
Right.
Dudes always trying to do. And if you're not a man that has a lot of confidence, man, it's gonna break you. And dudes are just like, man, I'd rather stick with the A.
I say that. Yeah, you're right. I agree with that.
And then they're scared that they'll lose their girl. Oh, because like I said, those insecurities. And that's what I said. So dudes just be like, man, I'd rather just date a 7 or 8. It's easier. Or the 6.
The first
I know
thing
she ain't
y'all
going
got
nowhere.
an argument is she gonna say is, if you can't do it, somebody else will.
Exactly. And you know what someone like me would say? Get the let pack up. Get bad.
Well, I'm gonna tell y'all. You know, a woman tried that with me. I stopped messing with her.
See,
and guess what? I got my wife. It was just that. It was that simple. She tried that. She tried that move with me, and I feel like once that when a woman says that out their mouth, they don't have the proper respect for you.
Respect you.
That's true.
You gonna pay for me and all my friends.
Yeah. But it's just when the woman don't have. I tell men all the time, if once that woman loses respect for you, you can't gain. You're not gaining it back. I don't care how much good you do after that one bad thing, or not even you doing a bad thing. She just doesn't realize this. She doesn't see the quality. Sometimes people won't see the quality.
That's why we tell dudes that play the friend zone or they get put in the friend zone or whatever. It's like, dog, once she sees you as that, it's over. Yeah. Like it's not like.
I'm gonna say this too. I'm gonna go
well,
farther.
I know some persistent friends.
You can be persistent and you can get a lucky night, but I'm talking about dude that's smashing your brains out night in, night out. I call you, you pull up. Yeah. Oh, Kevin called me. Oh, dang. Oh, Ollie called me. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't getting that.
To piggyback off what D was saying, man, and I tell guys this too. Your girl shouldn't necessarily love you. It's better for her to fall in respect.
100%.
Honestly, that's
for a guy.
Yeah.
Just respect me. You don't have to love.
Women need to be loved.
You don't have
to. Well. If you look in the Bible, if you a believer.
Yeah,
it instruct men to love the woman like Christ loved the church. So that's you gotta love your woman like that. You gotta show her that,
right?
But it doesn't say it back for women. Actually, of course you should love your man, but it doesn't say that back for men because we're looking for that respect piece.
But it speaks to the submission though.
But that's also in the Bible. That's
right. That's what I'm saying. So if you're using a cross reference as far as the biblical one,
we about to go biblical real quick. I'm gonna do this real quick. So
why you feel like about to drop a mixtape?
Here it is, man. This is the order of God. Order of God. So it's God over Christ, Christ over man, man over woman, woman over children. Love flows down, respect flows up.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Agree.
That's how things should be.
Agree.
So when it's the opposite, that's why we have all these divorce rates going through the roof. That's why we have all these women faking like they want to work and be a boss, but they really, really don't.
They don't.
But they don't want to admit it because society's gonna put pressure on them.
Because men don't care about that. Men don't care about how much money you making.
Are men intimidated by successfulness? I'm just saying. I gotta say it.
I'm not. I will say some men are, because I've met some men. I say, man, I ain't messing with her. She did so. Why you see when the man says that, I feel like you limit yourself. I don't see myself as this person now. I'm going to be a different person in 5 years from now, 10 years from now. I that's how I see myself. But when you limit yourself and she might be making this much and you make this much,
like why and why is wrong with networking with your girl?
Because when a woman makes more than a man, that's when the respect level decreases.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Okay,
that's when the respect level decreases.
You can't out ambition your man. You get what I'm saying? At least if he's making less money now. When I'm no. You misunderstood me. What I'm saying is that you should be able to look up because I already know how you took that. What I'm saying is you should be able to look up to your man's ambition. Even if you're making more money than him now, he should be so hungry that it's like, nah, yo, I'm gonna get it.
And that's what I mean.
If you outpace that with him, you're gonna lose respect. You're gonna be like, this man, I can't bang.
And that's what I mean. Like you literally have to. If this man has no type of game plan, and he says, I'm gonna do it. And it's certain jobs are fine. If you work at a certain job for now, because people have situations. We're human. Right. People are in certain situations. Right. But if you want to stay in a situation that you know isn't great for a growing family or your woman, you're not in the right place.
And I'll say that's the majority of guys, because that ties back to men being lazy. And I do agree. I personally agree with that. A lot of dudes out here don't want to put in the work.
I've experienced actually more on a few occasions men being intimidated by what I do for a living, what I drive.
Let me tell you something.
I was going to ask you that, Jerry.
Yes, I have. I've experienced it a lot.
I got a lot. Right. But I just want to also make this. Women make the mistake of thinking, oh, yeah, I make $100K a year. You make $50K. It's not.
I think that's inappropriate, though. Right. A woman that does that is childish.
Well, I was.
You
have a woman that does that is childish.
A little different way. I think it's 50-50 how women think about that.
Yeah, it is 50-50.
I think it's childish.
Hold on, let me finish this point real quick. But what I'm trying to say is that even with that point, man, I lost it. Go ahead, D.
Go ahead. Ask what you.
I was going to ask you that, Jerry, because like
I got it. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I interrupt the people, man.
Go ahead.
Okay, last time I ever do that, But no. So pretty much, a lot of times what I see, girls think, oh yeah, I make more necessarily. He's intimidated by me because I'm strong. It has nothing to do with any. No. Listen, it has nothing to do with that. What happens is where a lot of dudes get intimidated by is just the lifestyle. Dang, man, I can't provide that for her. Dang, I can't do this thing. Right. A dude that's confident in himself, even if he's not making the bread, he's not going to necessarily feel those things. He could be like, bro, I make 70 a year, bro. Right. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? That chick would still potentially be attracted to that guy because he still has those foundational principles there. But if a dude, but a lot of times with women's lifestyles, as they're increasing, it brings out a lot of guys' insecurities.
Right.
It brings out a lot of guys' deficiencies. And when those deficiencies are shown, dudes don't want to face them. So that's why they don't look at women like that. Me personally, I kind of like women. I just don't like how it makes them mean though. I don't like that.
Man,
like
I don't agree with that.
When you can't mean. because at the end of the day, when you lose that feminine nature, you get what I'm saying? You can make the money. The money's fine, but when you lose like that nurturing aspect, that's the part I don't like about my chick working so hard.
Being a boss.
Because she be so stressed out that she loses the feminine essence of what she is, and that's what I want you for. So
I get that.
Go ahead, TK.
That actually was a good point. I'm glad you finished that up.
Thanks, man.
But Jerry, you make pretty good money. You actually make a lot of money.
Yes, sir.
She has I ain't gonna say what kind of car she got, but just know she got a nice car and everything.
Yeah.
And she be buying red bottoms and some more stuff.
Hey.
I ain't gonna put her out there too much.
Blood issue.
But do you find that you making more money has actually helped you or hurt you more in the dating world?
I don't think that is a good question. I don't think either, because I usually meet guys that are, I hate to use this word because I'm gonna sound stuck up, of the same caliber.
Okay.
So I haven't experienced as far as that. I've only experienced it when I met someone that I dated down, air quotes. Because there's a lot of
no. When you say caliber, do you mean like money or you mean mentality?
That's a
both.
good question too.
Okay.
Both money and mentality.
Okay.
Money, like I'm a boss for a living. That's what I do. When I leave work, I don't want to be a boss because I'm tired. We already talked about that, right? But I meet guys that are directors of their field, or what I mean? They have some element of leadership, or I dated a guy that was, did presidential support,
right,
for the Air Force. Right. So like I typically meet guys around that. So when I tell them what they do, or if we go out and they see my truck, it doesn't faze them,
right?
Because it's just like, oh, bet. But when I was younger, for the young girls, when I was younger, I was a young nurse driving a BMW. So at that time, 21 years old, pushing a BMW, I was doing well for myself for a 21-year-old one. At that age, the men I were dating was like, yo.
21-year-old dude would definitely be like, dang, bro, she's driving a BMW. I can't even afford my Honda.
Right. So my ex-fiance literally got mad when he found out I made more than him. It was an actual argument.
No, that's crazy.
I mean,
that's corny.
It was an actual argument.
Like to me, that's coward stuff. Because to me,
I'll never forget that actually. Yeah.
Well, like I said, I just think when a guy has that mindset, I don't know the brother, but I feel like you gotta think like, all right, I ain't gonna always be this way. And if you if you had a mindset like, oh man, I'm gonna have this job forever, I'm gonna be you stuck in a mindset of this is always gonna be me.
But D, can I push back on that though? Like, and I hate to like toot our own horn, but like, guys don't think the way that we think. You see what I'm saying?
That goes back to them being lazy.
Most guys, when they get that Amazon job in the warehouse, they're there forever. They're not
That's
going
true.
past
That's
that.
true.
You know what I'm saying? So I kind of get where he's coming from in that instance, you know?
I mean, and then I can honestly say it is definitely harder for a man to move and groove in the corporate world than it is for
especially for
I honestly say that.
Hey, Will. Yo, you literally seen this with me firsthand, bro. It's a lot of cutthroat stuff.
Yeah,
like you get, it's crazy. But at the end of the day, though,
I've dealt with it because of this.
But at the end of the day, though, you can't make no excuses. Though you got to find a way around it. And you got and see, and that's where a lot of dudes fall. And Will, I even told you this when I was going through I'm still going through it actually. But when you go through that situation, I'm the last person to play the race card. Do I think it's because of race? Yes, I already know it is. But at the end of the day, you won't hear me say that though. You won't hear. If I'm being real with you, I'll say it. But you won't let me. That's not gonna stop me. I'm gonna still find a way around it. And see, dudes, they'll just think, oh, it's because I'm black, and they just don't do anything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, bro, you still got to find some way to overcome
because
that.
to move up in the couple world as a man, you have to be some type of ass kisser. Like you got to be
either that or you got to be extremely
So
you got to be extremely.
So that's
your personality down a whole lot to move up in the couple worlds. Because if you stand strong on what you stand on and what you believe in and your morals, you ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to say that. And it's hard for a guy to move forward than it is. It's easier for a woman to move forward. So if a woman make more money than me, so
not
what?
always.
I agree that to a certain extent. Because I've seen women get raises.
It depends on the field.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It probably depends on the field.
Yeah.
Because I seen women that did have everything that it took, like as far as experience and everything else. I saw them not get with the positions that they should have gotten.
Yeah.
But I think it works for both sides, especially like even if you don't try to play race cards. It's tough out here for both sides.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
It is.
If we're gonna be real, if we're gonna be really real, you know, the biggest thing, and I don't know if you see this a lot. For me, I hate the man versus woman thing, especially black man versus woman. I feel like this is a merry-go-round. We just keep going around the same conversation of, oh, black men are this, black women are this, and we keep doing it. We just keep.
Do
you think it's some truth through it? Like do you all think? Do you think it's truth to? Okay. I'm about to say something.
Just say it. Shout out.
Listen, we real here.
Me personally, I see a lot of times when black men do not protect black women, and it bothers me.
What do you mean by that, though?
Protect them in what realm?
In a lot of realms, in society, in talking about them. You can look at social media.
Do you feel like a lot of black women, protected Kevin Samuels? Because a lot of them was talking a lot.
Well, I think it does,
and he did a lot for the black community.
It goes
so I
both
think it goes
ways.
both ways.
It does go both ways. Like I always say, when me and my, if I'm talking to girlfriends or what have you, I always say, okay, are you acting butch to the point where a man doesn't want to protect you because you're so strong that you can protect yourself?
North Carolina, is that country butch?
Butch? I don't know.
You eat cornbread?
No, she got remember her age, her lingo.
I'm 41.
Her lingo a little different.
And for those who don't know, Bush is another way of kind of saying D-I-K.
I got
you.
I'm
a little
hard.
strong with it. That's the older soldier. A little strong with it.
So for me, I always wonder, well, do they not protect us because we presented this strength? I don't need no man. I could do it myself. So now we've lost our quote unquote protection, if you will. Or is it that black men have found to hold higher regard to other races of women?
No, I don't think it's necessarily. I think it's a stigma that does go around, but I think in actuality of it, like I said, these dudes is wolves in these streets. If they get a nice girl that's nice, regardless of color, they'll take it regardless of what they say. So what I'm trying to say is, when it comes to that, the worst thing you want to do, especially where it comes to and Will's seen this apparently, you don't want to go to some high stressful job, especially the type of men that you want or most women want. They're in leadership positions, very stressful. The last thing I want to come home to, dog, is saying, oh, I make this, I make that. Right. I don't need no man. Oh my God. Yo, I can't take that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I said. I got no problem with my chick making money, but most dudes, I'm telling you, they don't. When a woman loses that nurturing aspect, it's like your value is gone to those type of guys, which is the guys that most women want. And that's why a lot of dudes don't retain them. So it like D said, it's a what came first, the chicken or the egg. It comes on both sides. But at the end of the day, if we're going to grow, we got to stop using both as an excuse. You know what I'm saying? We got to have conversations past that. Regardless of whose fault it was, we got to take action. Okay, how can we make this better one step at a time?
Yeah. For instance, like you brought that up. How can men make you feel more protected?
Right.
Like for instance, let me just say this. I've seen so many stories of men, and that's why I say you can't say all men or men aren't being protective. I've seen stories of couples getting in fights. A man steps in, he gets killed. Because he's, you know what I'm saying? He stepped into the situation. Let me be protective. There's a black girl. I see a black.
Your business.
I'm just saying a domestic dispute. Let's say a domestic dispute. If that man walked past it, I can't believe he did that. He's a coward.
Right.
Not knowing that the other man that was that's hitting on this woman, he has a gun on his hip.
Right.
Yeah.
He's ready to kill this man. So
I
don't. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying, like, what realm and what are your expectations for what a man should be doing?
When I think of protection, I think of mental and emotional protection. I don't go to fight for me in these streets. I'm too old for that. And I ain't about to bail you out. Okay. So I don't think of it physically fight for me. And that shows me how much of a man you protect me. Are you serious?
No, but he should. But sometimes physical conversation does come, and you. I mean, I'm not.
It's not very often that I am out here in the world and face a physical confrontation.
You got a proper judgment. But I'm just saying there are things in life that.
Let's not even take it there. I like to ask this question. Hold on. I like to ask this question. And when you say physical, all right, somebody breaks in, you're in the bed with your man.
Exactly.
Are you gonna look at him if he say, "All right, baby, go check on that"?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You ain't bailing me out.
So. In that case, I mean, come on now.
Yeah,
I mean, really. In that case, I don't expect. Now, first of all, I got a gun myself, and I know how to shoot. But
you prefer
if somebody, I would prefer for my dude. First of all, you don't go looking for nobody. Okay, my daddy taught me that. You close the door and you call the cops. You go looking for stuff and you get shot. Yeah. I'm just saying.
My thing is, but
I'm not going out there looking for nothing. I'm closing that door and I'm gonna be in that room with that door.
You ain't gonna come. You're not gonna leave the same way you came in.
I ain't looking for you.
Hey, baby, call the cop.
Listen,
tell them to bring body bags.
Look, that's cool when you single. But if it's me, you, and I got 2 kids in my house and they in the room,
no, I get it.
You gotta leave. You gotta do something. Like you say,
I'm clearing the house. I'm a clear. When I mean by clear, I'm saying like I'm checking the room. I'm clearing each.
I get it.
I'm going through my house and I'm clearing it.
And you gotta also say.
And I'm gonna ask him. Hold on. I'm gonna ask him. Do you know the Lord is your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ?
Before I blast you,
it's about to be some flower bringing and funerals.
But that also comes back to a man's hunter mentality. You see what I'm saying? Like that comes back to a man's hunter mentality. A man that's truly in his master, he's thinking of everything. Yo, my kids, this and that, this and that. A woman's kind of like, oh no, shut the door, don't go out there. A man's like, nah, man, I gotta put my life on the line. I gotta get this shit done. I gotta get my kids, dog. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking that, and I'm not saying that women don't think that way, but I'm saying your baseline instinct.
Right.
Man is to run towards the fire. If
me is to running away from it.
Just instinct.
Right, absolutely.
Now you think, of course, you know. Go ahead.
I get you, but I think it came with a maturity thing with me because I used to be like, even they see my maturity grow. Like if you know, even a fight or anything approach me, all right, let's fight. Like, all right, let's go.
Not like that.
But I'm just saying, for me now, all right, let me think about this. This gonna be. So I get you on the jail part, and not every time somebody look at my woman. No, you ain't gonna look at my woman.
You can't just be ready to pop off all the time.
Nothing like that. But I'm just saying from a standpoint of, you know, I think you just have to be smart that's why I asked you that question. You have to be smart when I think of protecting my woman, I have to be smart in protecting my woman. And not even just my woman, because I think about my daughter now, especially.
Exactly.
If she's out there and it's a man of my caliber, when I mean by that, my thoughts and how my morals. If he sees another man doing something that he's not supposed to, if he doesn't step in a way that he should, because if I see a man even, you know, doing something towards a little kid or something like that, hold on, you know, what something's not right here.
Yeah, 100.
You know, even as a parent now, like when I see certain stuff with kids, I'm like, hold on, hold on, this doesn't look right. I take a second. Okay, this is what it is, and I assess the situation. I might have to go 911. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I do see what you're saying somewhat. But I think the other conversation has to be had as far as the physical protection. And I do agree sometime online. You can like another race as a black man. I'm gonna just say that.
Of course.
Yeah,
you can like another race as a black woman. But you don't have to put down your race for that other race.
No, but that's what happens a lot of times.
No, I agree.
That's what happens a lot of times.
No.
So then you move away from preference and now you're being shady.
Well, no. Well, we got to also talk about the shots that are also being taken as well. Because I tell you, I love black women, but I'm gonna tell you, they are especially TK. Yo, I'm Puerto Rican, Spanish chicks all day. But if I say that, or why you don't like, I never said I love black women. I never said that.
Well, that's your preference.
Right. But I'm saying, but those shots will come at me just because I say if I say what's the teacher,
I will shoot them.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying?
Sure would. Cut that joint.
But where
I like her.
Nah, but listen. But in that sentence, but where did I say that I didn't like black women? That's an assumption that's being made. I never said that.
I think the issue here, guys, is that as opposed to us just having our preference, like you were saying, just don't tear the other party down.
Exactly.
And I think even sometimes
and don't hate somebody for having their preferences. Even
with feminism, even sometimes I feel like we're so pressed to elevate women, we're also tearing men down the process.
I agree that. I agree with that.
I
don't
like that.
I agree with that.
I don't like because you could be a strong woman, but he can still be a strong man. That's my problem with it. Like he can be a strong individual. He can be a strong. he can have a good mindset. He could do that. It's like we live in the land of either or.
Yeah.
Like really, it's
Right.
the either or. And I know we talk about subjects and topics. It's to get some thought and to provoke some thoughts.
Right.
But we really live in the land of if you like sweet potato pie,
I don't rock with you, cuz.
You can't like sweet potato.
Right.
I mean, you can't like pumpkin pie.
Right.
I don't like pumpkin
How's it
pie.
about to go?
I like sweet potato. But you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can like both. You can like both the same.
But I think it's the narrative. It's how people go about
Exactly.
having a conversation.
It is.
Because, or what they show you. Like, I've been that friend that literally, I had a friend in an undergrad. Every time we went out, she would get all the attention. High yellow. After a while, you say, wait a minute. And my group in college was bad.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking like everybody got.
Were they really? Because every girl says
no.
that.
No. If I've had ugly friends.
I want to say.
Okay, no. If you ugly, I'm gonna call you ugly.
Man,
fat,
looking.
I'm gonna call you fat. I mean, it is what it is. Facts are facts, right? Look, you fat. Like I'm gonna say it. You know what I mean? Like it's whatever. But everybody was very attractive. Okay. Different complexions. To the point where one of the girls out loud, I was shocked. Out loud one time, she said, "Oh, ain't no point of us even going because Krista go get all the attention anyway." So it started to make everyone else feel like, "What's the point?" Because
I mean, now that's
honestly,
I agree though.
That's where it had gotten it, because literally we would see guys fall over her, with this whole group of beautiful black women.
So I want to ask you this:
that ain't Nicki Minaj, that's Nicki Mirage.
Okay, so as a woman, you start to connect the dots and say, wait a minute. Lighter means more beautiful to the black man. That's subconscious, whether you want to say it or not.
That's true.
It's subconscious because that's what you're seeing. You're seeing the light-skinned girl is getting more attention consistently.
So how would it feel like? Usually, most of my friends are taller than me. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Obviously, you get what I'm saying. Like now, I'm not short, but I'm not set. That's like 6 foot. Maybe when I wake up in the morning, I'm 5'11", 3/4 on a strong day. But
them Timberlands on.
There you go. There you go. That's why I got 2 pairs. But what I'm trying to say is though, I don't get mad when a chick say, "Oh, I want to do that's over 6 foot," and you know what I'm saying. I don't get mad at that. But my thing about it is like, yo, I don't sit up here and be like, "Oh, all girls just want tall guys." Nah, bro, because that's not necessarily true, and that's my error if I make that subconsciously. That's a low confidence on my end. If I
agree with you, but it depends. Some people it will wear on. Some people it'll just wear on their confidence. Right. You may have enough confidence in yourself to say, "I don't care how tall these dudes
I'm not talking
about. I'm a bang this
right." So I'm using me as an example. But
that's what I'm
speaking
saying.
For the majority of men as well.
Yeah.
Men go through it just as much as women do. Dang, bro, I ain't got as much money in my pocket. Right. Dang, bro, as this dude, I don't got.
But you know where that comes from, though, Oliver. It's just that women really aren't tuned into the idea of rejection. Rejection is an everyday thing in a man's life. We've been told,
but what I'm trying to say
in marriage, I hear no. I posted something like the Shark Tank thing. You know when they play the music Shark Tank, they go in all happy. You know you got this bright idea. Yeah. You go in. It's time. It's time for sexy time with your wife. You gotta present something. Yeah. And you go up and you open the door. And you say, "Hey, baby," you know you start. My stomach, but my head. You hear rejection,
right?
Yeah, and I mean, I don't want you to think about me saying that I don't think because I believe women and men both go through. Women go through it just as much as well, but I think we're more empathetic towards the woman's side. Yeah, you right, girl. But if a dude says that he a bitch, you see what I'm saying? So it's like it comes through on both sides. We feel that just as much as women do as well. You know, it's
women have really like a lot of self-esteem issues. Even the pretty chicks.
I know. Trust
me. Like
a
lot of self-esteem issues. I mean, it's so deep-rooted, and they got daddy issues too. That's another conversation.
I agree.
Okay. Yes. The daddy issue thing is strong because these chicks are
when you
buying
coming on
for
next,
attention.
When you coming on next so we can have that conversation.
That's actually a good point to kind of end this on.
I'm just saying.
It actually, Jerry, for real, you've been an amazing guest. Like
this literally needs a part 2, and you know it because we got some more left in the
Make sure that you come back and you bring your friends with you next time. We're gonna go around the table, final thoughts on the show. D, what you think, man?
I love the convo. You know, I love hearing different perspectives on things that we talk about, and I think it opens the eyes to some people when they think about something a certain way, but seeing and talked about a different way. So,
Jerry, we're saving you for last. Go ahead, Oliver.
Man, it's just good to be back with the full freaking crew, man. That's what I'm excited about, man. From the producer, you got K-Dot, D, everybody back, man. So it's just, hey, man, just happy to have the supporting bros back. I feel like we we are the strongest literally when we are together. And that's something you don't see a lot, especially in the Black community. But like D says, period. There's not a lot of collaboration, a lot of self-made talk, but it's good to have all my brothers together, man.
K-Dot.
Man, I thought it was amazing. I learned just as you see, I wasn't talking too much tonight because it was so much free game. Like it was so much advice, so much free gems I learned. You know, like I said, I appreciate you, Jerry. It was nice meeting you too. You held your own. Like I said, she held her own here, and it's always
she made some great points, bro.
Amazing,
some great points, and she's very articulate. Knows how to say it. Don't get too lost in emotion. You know what I'm saying? But she says very good points, man. Excellent, guys. You gonna come on our MVP show?
Hey, Will, talk to me, baby. Go ahead.
Oh, no, this was great. Like, I mean, if you ain't getting nothing from out of this right here, this episode right here, man, you ain't getting nothing. You know what I'm
telling you.
Now,
this was dope.
Jerry,
about to say so. Wow.
Go ahead, Jerry.
Well, I had fun. Thank you guys for inviting me. I like hearing gentlemen opinions. I didn't say this, but I have 3 older brothers, and I'm the only girl. So I'm always comfortable with talking. Yeah, I'm always.
We gotta have you back.
I'm always comfortable with talking to guys and kind of getting your viewpoint on things. So.
We gotta have you back though, seriously, because you really did hold your own. You weren't intimidated.
You stood up for the lady.
You were.
I want to challenge Jerry though.
Strong.
Okay.
See, we'll want them cookies, man.
Nah,
we do this after the
Challenger,
show.
we about to get up out of here.
So when she come back, she got to date a midget, man. She got to date somebody
that won't happen
under her quota.
No,
date somebody under your quota.
I have dated short men before, by the way.
Well, how tall are you?
Okay.
How tall are you?
Okay.
I'm 5'5".
You gave it a chance.
I have more than one.
All right.
Okay. I thought you just completely shunned away.
Listen, what about 5'10"?
That's fine.
Get them cookies, Will.
All right, man. Look, we got to shut this down, man. Keep y'all follow us on Instagram, Shattered Illusionz, TikTok, Shattered Illusionz. Y'all let us know what you want to see, man. Right into the page. Any kind of collaborations, we have our email address down in the description below.
Yes, and if you want to come on the show, ladies, guys, whatever, you already know you can DM the Instagram or whatever. We look at that constantly. DM the TikTok as well.
Yep. And if you want to get in on our sport fighting competition, I was just joking.
But look, man, that's all our time. Till the next time, Shattered Illusionz podcast.
Yes, sir.
We out.
We gone.
Well, I take him to the cranky.